Hello and welcome to a very cold but sunny Simmons Plains, where we thought we would give you a quick behind the scenes tour of our Team 18 setup here for the Tasmanian SuperSprint. So we'll kick it off. Here is our magnificent Kenworth T909 that our truck driver Scott transports all our equipment around Australia with. It's quite a different and unique journey to get to Simmons Plains. They get driven onto a boat, then the boat comes across, and then our truck drivers actually fly over and pick the truck up in Burnie. So we're currently inside our A-trailer of our truck. This is where all our tyres and other equipment gets transported to and from the track, and then it gets converted into an engineering setup where the engineers will look at all their data, debrief with the drivers, and go through anything they need to do. And then upstairs also there's a little mezzanine which holds a lot of spare bodywork. So this is our tyre tent. This is where all our tyres for each car get prepped for the weekend. Each car gets 7 sets of brand new super soft tyres, and then we also bring what we call a pre-marked set from a previous event. You're only allowed to use 3 of those sets in practice, and then the remainder for qualifying in the races. So here we are in the tyre tent with our young apprentice Jet. What are you doing, Jet?
Right now I'm currently lubing the wheel nuts up. So this year we're running a new wheel nut where we've got basically this is the nut right here, and we'll go around, lube the inside, and now we're running a washer. So basically this will go on top, we'll lube that, stick it in the wheel, and then there's a circlip which sits in this little rut back here, and basically keeps the nut on the wheel. So when we're doing a pit stop, the wheel nut doesn't come flying off and go down pit lane, and the boys can do their pit stop as quick as possible.
So here we are in probably the most important tent of our whole setup. It's catering. Obviously the team needs to be well fed to keep everything going, and Jo, our caterer, she is definitely the best in pit lane. Anything and everything that we request, she looks after us. She does a fantastic job. You'll see over there, obviously the most important thing for the engineers is their coffee. Engineers, they all love their coffee. So here we are inside our B-trailer. This is where we transport both cars, toolboxes, and many other things. And then it also gets converted into a bit of an office space for our commercial team. Down the back, we've got our spring roll cab where we do all our damper stuff. And then at the very front is where all the drivers will get ready. It's where all their gear is stored and where they'll have a bit of alone time and kind of get away from everything that they're doing. Speaking of drivers, we've stumbled across one in the B-trailer. Scotty, what's your favourite part about Tassie?
Oh, I'd say the sunshine, but there's no warmth that comes from it right now. The sun is shining here in Tassie, but it's freezing cold. But I have to say just that it's a short track and it's a little bull ring, which means the field spread's very small and the racing's intense.
Favourite memory from here?
It's been a tough track for me in the past. I think we're about to make new memories this weekend. It'll be a favourite after this weekend, I'm sure.
I hope so too. Fingers crossed. So here we are at the back of our garage, or back of the pits, where we set up a bit of a corporate and VIP area. You'll see the tables and chairs behind me where we just try to look after our sponsors. There's also some screens there so people walking past can see what's going on. So here we have Sarah. She is one of our partnerships manager, and she hates the camera as well, but we're going to rudely interrupt here and put her on the spot. Sarah, do you want to run through what you do on a race weekend?
Sure, I can do that. Basically, a lot of it is to do with sponsor engagement or partner engagement, and a lot of organising people for pit tours. Run around with the drivers and doughy a little bit. Yeah, that's it.
Very good. How hard is it to make sure the drivers are where they need to be and on time?
We're pretty lucky. We've got 2 really good drivers to work with. You hear about the stories of some of them that are not quite as easy to work with, but look, it can be a challenge sometimes, mainly getting stopped by people and things like that, but that's all part of it as well. So basically just making sure they get to their appearances and signings on time, and everyone's happy.
So here we are in our garage. We've obviously set up all our pit walling. As you can see, each car has 2 toolboxes, which 2 DeWalt toolboxes, which store all our Sid Chrome tools, and also other car-specific things such as the setup patch and all things like that. You'll also see screens where we can keep an eye on all our live timing during the sessions, and also the on-track action with the main mechanic on Frosty's DeWalt Camaro. How are you, Josh?
Good. It's been a busy start to the weekend, but we're travelling okay.
So I've noticed something next to your laptop. Do you want to explain who this is and what he's doing at the racetrack?
Well, this is Rusty from a probably now famous kids show called Bluey. And every now and then I'm lucky enough to be able to take one of my daughter's toys to the racetrack and we do a little storybook for her, so it's pretty cool.
Sounds pretty good. What a special memory. So here is our data station. You'll see there is 4 main chairs at the front of that. Each car has a race engineer and a data engineer. It's pretty much where the brains trust of the team try to make the cars go fast and make all the important decisions over the weekend. During the races, the car controller, myself, will stand about here behind them and we'll work out strategy and when a car's going to pit, and then I communicate that to the rest of the pit crew when we set up for the pit stop. So here is how we fill up our cars when we're in the garage, particularly like at the sprint races where we're not doing refueling races. This is our, you'll call it our electric Bowser, which stores all the BP E75 that we fill the cars up with before the session, and then also pump the car out after a session. This is young Jamie. Jamie is a bit camera shy. What's your favourite part about Tassie, Jamie?
Not the weather.
Not the weather?
Not the weather.
Common theme about weather. It's the Friday, it's setup day obviously. Car 20 at the moment. They're just working on finalising their setup, which you can see they're working through that now. They'll lower the car onto the patch and make sure, the engineer will make sure and the mechanics will make sure that it's where they want it to be when we roll out come Saturday morning. So here you see our pit box and our pit boom setup. This is where we will do our pit stops during the sprint races on Saturday and Sunday. So sprint race format, you have to change a minimum of 2 tyres during each race. For Tasmania, without giving too much away on strategy, you could be looking at either rear tyres or right-hand side tyres. Very rarely we'll probably do 4 tyres. It'll mainly be 2. So that's it. Hope you've enjoyed our very quick behind-the-scenes tour of what it takes to actually make the cars go on track and all the equipment and everything that we have to make it all work. I hope you've enjoyed it, and make sure you let us know what you want to see more of so we can show you more in the future.